Good morning, students. Today we will learn about Fisher's quantity theory of money. The other name of Fisher's quantity theory of money is the classical quantity theory of money or the transaction version of the quantity theory of money. This theory was given by Professor Irving Fisher, IRVING, Irving Fisher. According to him, other things remaining constant, as the quantity of money in circulation increases, the price level also increases in direct proportion and the value of money decreases, and vice versa. Means that if in the economy money supply increases, if the supply of money increases, then price level will increase and value of money will decrease. Now, how this will happen? See, if money supply in the economy increases, then we will have more money in our hands. With this additional money, we will demand more. And if we demand more compared to that of supply, if demand increases compared to that of supply, what will happen is the price in the economy will increase. This is very simple. See, if money supply in the economy increases, then we will have more money in our hands. That is, our purchasing power will increase. And if our purchasing power increases, then we will demand more. And if in a certain situation demand becomes more compared to that of supply, then price level in the economy is bound to increase. And if price in the economy increases, then value of money will decrease. And vice versa. Vice versa means if money supply decreases, then price level will decrease and value of money will increase. This is vice versa. Now, in order to explain this theory, Fisher has used certain equation, and this equation is PT is equals to MV. P is the price level, T is the total volume of goods and services transacted, M is the money supply, and V is the velocity of circulation of money. Now, P means price level, T is total volume of goods and services transacted. This is given in your PDF, you can learn from here. P is the price level, T is the total volume of goods and services transacted, M means money supply, and V is the velocity of circulation of money. M means money supply, so this side of the equation is the supply side of the equation, and if this is the supply side, then this is the demand side of the equation. This situation will not arrive if this is equal to this. Now, if these are not equal, that is, if this increases and this decreases, then only this situation will come, otherwise not. While explaining this theory or while explaining this equation, many critics have criticized Fisher's by saying that he only said us about the supply side, that is, whatever money we have in our hands. But our money supply does not consist of whatever we have in our hand. We also have money stored in bank as well, and that is not included in Fisher's equation of exchange. And after that, Fisher, when realized this, he has again modified his equation by incorporating PT is equals to MV plus M dash V dash, where M dash V dash is M dash means value money supply that is stored in bank, and V dash is velocity of circulation of bank money. While then Fisher said we can write this equation as P equals to MV plus M dash V dash divided by T. If this is so, what happens is, see, while explaining this theory, Fisher has taken various assumptions. From that assumptions, you will get in the PDF. From that assumptions, it is seen that V, M dash, V dash and T are taken as constant by Irving Fisher. If this becomes constant, then there exists a direct relationship between P and M. What is M? M is money supply, and what is P? P is price level. So if money supply increases, then price level will increase. Since P is equals to M, so it is quite evident that there exists direct relationship between P and M. P is price level, M is money supply. So if money supply in the economy increases, then price level is bound to increase, as it is seen here. See, Fisher has already said that if money supply increases, then price level will also increase. And there exists negative relationship between price level and value of money. That is, if price of a commodity increases by 100 rupees, then value of money is bound to decrease by 100 rupees. That is, if this is price level, then this is value of money. So if we replace P by 1 by P is equals to M, that is, what is 1 by P? 1 by P here is value of money. So if P is replaced by 1 by P, then 1 by P is equals to M, means 1 by P means value of money. Value of money and money supply is having an inverse relationship. That is, if money supply in the economy increases, then value of money will decrease. See, if money supply in the economy increases, then value of money will decrease. Now, if this theory can also be explained with the help of a diagram, with the help of a two-panel diagram. Suppose in both the axes we have taken money supply in the horizontal axis, and this side we are taking price level and this side value of money. So we know that money supply and price level is having a direct relationship, and if both the axes, both the variables in the axis are having a direct relationship, then the curve will be upward sloping. And value of money and money supply is having an indirect relationship though, so the curve will be a downward sloping curve. Now suppose initially if money supply is M1, then price level is suppose P1. With this money supply, value of money is suppose 1 by P1. Money supply remaining same. Now suppose for certain reason if money supply in the economy increases from M1 to suppose M2, then price level in the economy will increase from P1 to P2. If this money supply is converted into value of money, suppose M2, with this money supply, this price level is 1 by P2. See, price level earlier it was 1 by P1 and now it is 1 by P2. So value of money has decreased, price level has increased, and money supply has increased. That is, if money supply increases, then price level increases and value of money decreases. Similarly, if money supply in the economy decreases from M1 to suppose M0, then price level is bound to decrease to P0. Earlier it was P1, now it is P0. With this money supply in the economy, value of money will increase. That is, if price level decreases, then value of money increases 1 by P0. From this, it is clear that in the economy, if money supply is not equals to money demand, that is, if money supply in the economy increases, then price level will increase and value of money will decrease. So we must keep into mind that whatever the money demand is, that must be equal to money supply. Otherwise, if for a certain reason or for a certain situation, if money supply in the economy increases, then price level will also increase, and if price level increases, that is not good for our economy. So we must keep this in mind that money supply must be equal to money demand. But if other things remaining constant, and according to Fisher, if money supply increases, then price level will increase and value of money will decrease. Obviously, this theory, it is quite evident that this theory is not satisfactory, and that is why it has been criticized for various reasons. The criticisms are given in the PDF, so you can learn from there. Thank you.